Hi, Jeff Shore back with you, author of the soon-to-be-released Be Bold and Win the Sale. And I want to talk about one aspect of boldness that can really make all the difference in the world, and yet it's so often overlooked because it falls under this category of following our desire for comfort. The book itself, Be Bold and Win the Sale, is about just that. It's about these uncomfortable moments that we hit all throughout our careers and what we do with those uncomfortable moments that are going to make all the difference in the world. So I'm going to suggest to you here that top performers are those who face those same discomforts as everybody else. They just respond differently. They make that bold action to do the right thing. And one of those areas that we see is that sales itself is, in my opinion, something of a performance art. Much like theater or acting, music, athletics, these are all forms of performance art. And when we look at the performance arts, then one thing that we see is that they require a great deal of practice. For those of you who play a musical instrument, for those of you who played athletics, that practice is going to be just critical on that road to mastery. And when you look at people who have truly mastered their subject matter, it didn't happen because they just showed up. And it certainly didn't happen because they took on a base level of work and effort to put into it. No, people who can claim mastery are the ones who went out of their way to do much more than what was called of them. I read an interview with the great Eric Clapton, the great guitar player, where somebody was asking him about the common question that he gets that says, "I wish I could play guitar like that." Now, he thanks them because he knows it's a compliment, but deep down what he also understands is that, no, you don't. You don't really wish you could play guitar. If you did, you'd play guitar like this. And by the way, you'd give up all of your evenings and your weekends and you'd put in your 10,000 hours that Malcolm Gladwell claims that it takes in order to reach mastery. You see, the problem is that practice is uncomfortable, right? Practicing out loud for most people is uncomfortable. Role-playing is uncomfortable. Can I make a confession to you? It is to me. I find role-playing uncomfortable, but I do it anyway because I recognize that there's a principle you have to understand, you have to accept if you are looking at mastery. You see, I would ask the question, how important is mastery to you? Well, if it's important, you need to understand this. The destination that we call mastery is located on the road that we call repetition. The destination called mastery is located on the road called repetition. And there's no other way to get there, my friends. There's no shortcut to get to mastery. It goes by way of repetition. So as you're practicing any aspect of your presentation, can I make a suggestion? Do it again and again and again and again. And then when you're totally sick, do it 100 times more. That's mastery. That is how you change people's world.